Hello. Welcome to As Seen on TV on Games Done Quick Hotfix. Who am I? Where am I? I'm Nichole Goodnight, and it's really good to see you all today. I hope everyone's had a great Tuesday, or depending on where you are, a Wednesday. We have a bunch of we have two different runs for you tonight, and I'm very excited for both of them. Today's theme is actually one show that I have seen and one show that I have never once seen a single episode in my entire life. So tonight we're going to be starting with the show that I have never once seen in my entire life, and then going on to the show that I used to watch all the time as a kid. So I'm equally as excited for both of these. It's going to be a really, really fun time, and I hope you all enjoy today. And as a reminder, with SGDQ coming up, prize submissions for SGDQ are now open until June 16th. If you're crafty and would like to submit a prize for the event, go to gamesdonequick.com for more info. That being said, we're going to dive right on in today with the first game, which again is one that I have never seen in my life. It is One Piece with Toroshin. Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you very much. And I'm Toroshin. I am the runner for One Piece Unlimited Cruise. I am a previously world record holder of the game. And I guess that is better than ever to go into the game. This is New Game Plus, so all of the things will be upgraded, and I can explain further in the run what it actually means. But we are going to play it on the normal mode. And if everyone is ready, the timer will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So we are going to skip the first few cutscenes, and this is the sequel of the series Unlimited Cruise. So this is picking up right after the first game, immediately after, where we fought the end boss of the game, but we were not able to actually defeat him. And one of our friends that we got along the way of our travel ended up taking a big hit from the enemy, and is now very weakened. And as it is right now, we just have to flee the island. And I hope people really like Robin, because we are going to use her a lot in this roaming section of the game. Because she is very, very strong, since she can hit enemies without even looking at them from afar.
That seems like a good skill to have.
Yes. So the premise of the game is essentially the same as the first one. Our comrade, our friend that we got in the first game, called Ghibli, if I can say, is a creature that can consume the essence of enemies to become stronger. And right now we need Gabri to return back to the former strength. But beforehand, we are going to pick up our equipment we are going to use. We have a fishing rod, a pickaxe, a bug catching net, and we are also going to get some rubber fruit, as well as going into this room because we need a vacuum cleaner.
You need a vacuum cleaner?
Yes.
Okay.
And we are also going into our storage because we are going to pick out some items. There are only these 2 items, and only this amount of them that get saved over to a New Game Plus. And we are going to use it. But it's only later in the game. So we are going ashore to the first island. The first island you can see is themed desert, and I think you already know what kind of enemies we are probably going to encounter on this island. Each island is themed, not this one, is themed after places from One Piece. So yeah, if no one knows, we have Alabaster Soldiers. And this is like the tutorial fight. It teaches us that, hey, we can dodge, we can attack enemies. Boop. And that's this room.
Is it kind of teaching you the, like, not really tutorial, but just how to, I guess kind of tutorial,
Yeah, and now we have character selection, and we can play every character at any time, which is very nice. So what we are doing here, or what I'm doing, I'm not entirely sure actually the name of the glitch. I call it the SS glitch, and SS can stand for both super slide or the skill swap glitch. And how it's formed is actually very easy. Oh, Frank is too heavy. It's very easy because you just start running and you are switching your skills or your attacks. And by doing so and start running again, you can keep your momentum at high speed without using up your stamina. So I can keep my running speed without like using the stamina, as I said. Wait, I'm not controlling anything. Okay. I have no idea why my remote suddenly decided to get its own life.
It's like, I want to play the game myself.
Yeah. But I am going to do the route slower than the world record. The reason for that is that this is a resource system game where I need to collect things. And to keep it consistent, let me say it like that, I need a certain amount of items, and to be sure that I will get this item, at least enough of them, I'm going to take like detours and other routes, just so that I am sure I'm going to get what I need. So that's why it's not going to be exactly like the world record paste.
I like that he kind of just glides along.
I can like risk not getting the exact amount of resources I need, and I don't want to take the risk route of being like, oh yeah, I have to spend 10 more minutes to like collect items that I could not get because I was unlucky. Whoop. So everything that I collect is exactly what I need, and I'm going to collect at the very least what I need to. If I get a bit more of what I need, that's not bad. Where is the coconut? I need all of these. And yeah, this is the reason we have the vacuum cleaner, because it's very useful to collect like plants. And I also need a lot of wood, and by that I mean I'm collecting everything. I of course have to be a bit difficult near edges as well when I am in the glitch, because I have no real collision to the walls while I'm doing it, so I can easily fall off the map.
It looks like there's so many
Of course,
different things to manage.
I actually have to be very different. I have to be very sure that I don't shake my remote or hit the attack button while I'm sliding. Because if I do that, I'm going to use a special move. And my special move permanently depletes my my stamina. And that means that the stamina I need to use to actually defeat bosses, I cannot do anymore. And I have been very unlucky with cactus flowers, so I hope to get better luck later.
No question from chat. They want to know how far does this game go story-wise?
Story-wise, right before the time skip, more or less. Oops.
And also, how long would a 100% run take?
Oh, if we are talking about a 100% run, over 600 hours.
How many?
Over 600 hours.
Oh.
I'm not joking.
Okay.
The reason why is each character have skills, or the attacks have like skill level. And if we're going for 100%, that will include having all characters, all skills at level 30, which is the maximum. You can easily spend over 15 hours to level maybe 3 up. So this is the first boss. It's Kit. And we are going to JoJo pose on him and show that we are way cooler than him. And yeah, we're going to defeat him in one hit.
Oh my gosh, you're so cool.
Whee! So the game came out like right after the Thriller Bark saga. Or at least in between the Thriller Bark saga and I forgot the saga before it, but like before the time skip. But as you can see, my stamina is now completely depleted for the attack I used. And I also have to think that the other characters that I'm using in a co-op attack, they are also depleting like their own stamina bar, but it's only like I believe it's 180 stamina. Any other character depletes with the one I'm using here. The pellets I'm collecting are actually power-ups, refreshment, I should say, that actually can give myself health as well as mana back, or stamina back. You all can also see that I have like a quest, if I can say it like that, in the top right corner with like press A and so on. It conditions that if I fulfill those during combat and do not get knocked down, I can go in like a super smash mode where I do more damage and knock down enemies, and the enemies will also drop, or has a chance to at least drop the items. But we are going immediately to the end boss of the island. And I will ask, does anyone have a good guess on the last boss on the island? Who could that be?
I will let you know what chat
I'm pretty
says.
sure someone in chat have a very, very good nose to pick out who it could be. Yes. And I have at least enough red fruit. 5 of you. 1 of you. 2 of you. And 4 of you. I have a checklist to make sure that I am like collecting or using the right items. So I'm looking at that every time I'm coming to a gate like this.
Also, I see some guesses that say crocodile, croco,
Oops.
buggy, the orb. Chat, you could be seeing anything, and because I've never seen this, I legitimately would think you were mentioning a real character. Use that information wisely.
That is character. That is the character called Crocodile in the game. And to everyone, you're right. We are going to fight Crocodile. At the very least, a copy of him. It's not the real one. All of these are like clones. The bots have like extracted from us and our memories and like recreated them. And story-wise, this ancient being sort of wants to destroy humanity because it sees humanity to be evil, and it seems, and it sees the it seems I cannot speak. It sees the humanity to be evil because it actually made a copy of Blackbeard, and got afraid of his yummy no mi. But yeah, after defeating the first island, Gabri, the flying angel, has now restored enough strength to regain physical form. And we are now very happy that Gabri is back, but we are also talking a bit that, oh, you are looking a bit different. But as long as you are you and are happy about it, nothing is wrong. Oh, development. I need a bit more rubber fruit. I need 8 or 9 in total, depending on the items I get. But yeah, we are going back to the island. And something I really like, and just show here, that every character have like their own animation when they're being like shoot out of the cannon. That's a fitting for the character. I like the small details of the game for that. So what I really need on this island is all the wood and all the red fruit that I can get. To make the run faster, if someone is interested, you can make the first island faster by not collecting nearly as many trees. But you then need to collect something that is a fire Hercules beetle. And the problem I have with it, at the very least, is that it usually is in a position where it just are really bad, because it can be frightened very easily for me. So if I'm getting like too close to it, or if I getting hit by an enemy attack, it will fly away. And there is also just I think a 10% chance that it will just fly away regardless, even if I capture it. So I just hate to do it. But if you want to have a faster game, you have to like be fast and quick to capture the beetle. But it's not that reliable, since it just has a chance to fly away with no reason. Yes. I want to hit the tree. Thank you very much. So we are going back to this island 2 more times. And yeah, do not really look at Sanchi's feet. He is a master of kicking, so if these seem to be a bit bendy, it's just him working out. But as it is right now, as I explained a bit before, each character have like their own skill, and these skills can level up. That is the reason we can defeat something like Crocodile that is considered the end boss of this island in one hit. We have to think that I am in normal mode, and in normal mode, usually the highest level can only go up to 10. But I'm playing characters that are in unlimited mode. And in unlimited mode, the max level of skill is 30. So that is the reason why I can do so much damage. And something else that some people may or may not have noticed. The usual clothing is different from the actual show. And we are all actually themed after animals. Sanchi is themed after goat. You can see a bit of like hooves on his shoes and like horns around his shoulder. As a fine example. And if I have to go like through every one of them, we have Solo as a dragon, we have Nami as a crane, Usopp an owl, Brook a swallow, Robin is a butterfly, Luffy is a lion, Frankie is a rhino, and I really like Chopper themes because he is a dinosaur. Yoshi. Ouch. It hit me. They usually don't hit me. Yep. Oh. So I hope that I will have enough when I go back next time. I feel like the first round did not really give me that many red fruit as well as cactus flower. Cactus flower, luckily enough, is not the worst thing to pick up backups on other islands. Red fruit, on the other hand, is very more important. Every like item fill up like a bar representing like their color, and red fruit fills up the red one by if we are saying that a whole bar is 1 or 100%, it fills up 75% of one whole bar. This run requires me to have 18 to make it work. But it also requires me to have like 8 cactus flower, and if I don't have what I need, depending on how much I'm missing, I can just do backups on other islands to compensate from it. But that's what I said, that if you want to have a world record pace, you also need a bit of luck. The current world record is using 21 red fruit, but the average you're getting is actually 18. But you can also be unlucky and get 14. And that's like a whole island round if you do that, or get that low. Yes. But I have done some modification to the run as well. Oh yeah, Panda Man is in the game. If anyone notice, he's right there. And yeah, if anyone doesn't know, Panda Man is a side character or background character more in the One Piece world. That's always like following the Straw Hat crew. And you can usually see him in the manga where there are like a big group of people. He's like in the background somewhere. So I feel this like nice. He's in the game.
A nice little detail.
Yes. Hopefully I will have enough. I don't think I have enough cactus flower, since I did not get that many to begin with. And I also think that I might have too little rubber fruit, because the game has not been kind to me. 6, that should be enough. That's enough. I'm 1 off, so I need that. I have enough of that. I have enough of that. I actually have 20 red fruit. That's higher than usual. Just to make sure, I should have enough. If not, it would be funny to run back and get what I need. It will not surprise me if I'm overlooking something. Making these rubber bands, while I remember, I actually think I will need one more. So I can collect one on the 3rd island. There are 4 islands in the game. So on the 3rd island I can collect what I need.
There's so much to keep track of.
One of the reasons is a bit hard to speedrun in the sense that you need to get the right amount of resources if you want to do it fast.
Yeah.
This island is called Memory Isle. I am not entirely sure why it's called that. I don't remember anything resembling like this in the One Piece world. But through the wiki page, it has said that it might be resembling of a previous game called One Piece Ocean Dreams, which I'm currently running through to take a look at. Though I have not really seen that resemble. We are now going to play as Brook for a good amount here, because we need bamboo, and Brook has a sword. Sword can cut bamboo, if I could hit bamboo. But the island here is the one that's gone through the most changes. Beforehand, we actually collected a lot more bamboo, marble, and coconuts. Right now, we are actually only collecting flop on the island. And yeah, one of the features Brook has that is very nice is that he can run on water, because he's so light. So now we go fishing. And that's because I need some fish that is required for a gate. And I hope to get a sunfish, a sun ice fish, which I did not. I need 2 clams and 1 big fish. And how fishing works, at least how fish are spawning, is that they spawn depending on the distance. So something like the clams, these spawn from 5 meters and up. The ice sunfish, like this one, spawns from 10 meters and up. And the further away I come, the like higher or lower chance I have for certain fish to catch. If I go under 10 meters, I'm always guaranteed to get a clam, since nothing else can spawn between the 5 and 10 meters. Oops, I hit the wrong one. I want to do that. Go over to Zoro. Oh. Here, now I could hit. Okay, I did not hit everyone. That's okay, we have multiple tries. It's a room battle, but it's faster to do this with Zoro. He is really a damage dealer. So we are collecting the last bamboo that I need. Getting some nectar is for later as well. And the flowers give a lot of nectar. Yum 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 yum, eat it all. And something that I usually forget is these. I need to get explosive rock fragments, and I'm too close to them. I do not know why, but I usually forget about them, even though they are essential to open up a gate. That was not mini. The game do not love me. Okay, it does now. So I need fluff and a lot of blue fruit on this island. And I need 32 fruits for it to work and this run to work. And I also need 77 fluff for it to work. There are backups if I don't have enough fluff. But the problem is, if I do not have enough red fruit, I do not have enough backup really for that. So I hope to get what I need. But the red fruit, the blue fruit. But luckily, fruits on this island are more generous. So it's not something you are usually looking at. But the average is 38. And it's actually not that uncommon for me that I'm getting 30 blue fruits. It's just my luck. Oh yeah. Oops. Something that people may not really think about. But I am actually playing on the PAL version, and that is actually a huge difference. Sorry, I'm choking myself with some saliva.
Don't do that.
That is a huge difference between the European version and the Japanese version, or the West and the East version. And that is the Japanese version actually have a duplication glitch. That's very easy to perform even. Oops. How the duplication glitch worked is that every time these, if I can say blue fragments, like come down, we can, how should I say it, we can duplicate them by going first person mode or putting out our fishing rod. So you can make runs a lot faster since you can dupe items that way. You cannot do that in the English version. So now we're going over to the next gate. Something that's also very useful is the upgrading system we have. Now hitting. Thank you very much. I should have 3 of those. I have 4. I didn't even need it. But I don't need to like craft this submarine. It's already here. So things like these to traverse an island is already complete. Okay, that was lucky to hit me there. One left. Nope, another one. Keep on spawning. That. We get that. And I just hate this part because the developer was really like, you know what? Let's make it so that you have to jump to the other side. While we are making it so that it's like difficult to maybe hit the ground correctly. Especially if you are jumping like this, you can easily slide off. Or there is an enemy like shaking the ground. Making it difficult. So this island is the first multi-boss island. Is the case that he has a lot of ads. And don't be intimidated, everyone. This is it's just normal that we see Smoker without a shirt on. And yeah, we are going to intimidate him as we are going to JoJo pose on him.
Never see it coming.
He never does. Our stance is so much better than his. And yeah, we don't really need to do anything with the ads, but it's just fun to mow them all down. And here we have Gabri saying that, oh, this was a really bad person. He was mean looking, and I really like that Luffy actually defends Smoker and say, no, 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 we are the bad guy. Smoker is the good guy. So right now we are going back, but we are not going fully back. We are only returning back so that we can immediately go over and defeat the next island boss. And I guess that no one that do not know the game actually have any idea who the next boss on this island can be, since it's not really representing anything from the game. But if anyone has a fun guess, you are welcome. Switching over to blue, since we need to run on water. Oh, flop. I need to eat all the flop. Okay, next gate. 2. That's typical. You said I said something about luck and fruits, right? I'm actually one fruit too little, which is something that hardly happens. As I said, you're sometimes not lucky. I was certain that I have gotten enough. So it's not the biggest, if I can say, detour. It's something we should have done regardless. And that's jumping over to where all the blue fruits are.
I see some guesses of, and if I pronounce any of these wrong, I'm so sorry. Avada Shanks Steve, which I'm unsure if that's a real name or not.
I do not remember Steve from One Piece.
Chat could very well, again, tell me anything, and I wouldn't know, and they're probably going to use that for evil.
Maybe.
Maybe a little bit.
But I can say someone has guessed it right.
Oh, there you go, chat. One of you is right, and it's probably not Steve.
Well, it depends. It is like a resource system, so we could say that this is also Minecraft, right?
You know what? Sure. Yeah, actually.
I'm pretty sure Steve will be happy to play this game. Just tear down everything. Okay, now we have enough. And luckily Blue can run on water, so it's very fast to just do all this. And yeah, a huge change on the island happens right now. Try to see if you can spot it. New changes happen every time we open up the gate. Oops. I wonder what happened. Oh yeah, and Panda Man is over there. So, collecting more fluff to our collection. And a diamond. Always useful. Oh yeah, we also have Panda Man right here, being a creep. He's lurking. Like half of the chat right now, probably. Who knows?
No, they're having a debate about Steve now, so things are going great.
Fine. Distract them with Steve, so no one sees my mistakes. So, I'm sorry. I tricked you. This is actually a multi-boss. There are 2 main enemies. But someone was still right. One of them is Shanks. The other one is Nichole.
You did it.
Yay!
Yeah,
we defeated an emperor and a warlord. That's a warlord is like a king. No, an emperor is like a king. They have like a lot of influence, and a warlord also has it. It may be a bit difficult to explain that now. Usopp is very happy that we at least defeated a warlord and an emperor. Though Zoro comes in and say, no, not really. We didn't defeat them. At least we are weaker copies. So now go back. I should only go back 2 times, hopefully. I have enough blue fruit to leave the island. And after that, we are going to pick up the pace fast in the game. It's only the first 2 islands that are slow. Because all of our resources is what we need on the 2 first islands. Everything else is just something we pick up along the way, or something that is required. I am not getting a lot of fruits. Oops. I may need to take another turn.
Fruits are being incredibly rude.
It's not that uncommon. I mean, not that long ago, I featured the game in the anime speedrun festival, and I did practice to that game. I have never experienced that much unlock practicing the game. We are talking about that I could hardly complete a run every single time because I didn't get my resources.
Yeah, resources can be super tough.
and a lot of time it was actually the blue fruits, and it's just you don't look at the blue fruit. As I said, you need 32. The average is 38.
Yeah,
so you have to be really unlucky to get 6 fruits less throughout the run, actually. It's not that uncommon that you will have about 38 to 40, actually. Just to make sure I have enough of that as well. I have checked, but now I'm just nervous. Do 20, that should be enough. I have enough of that. Okay. So, we should have enough for the island. And as I said, we are going to pick up the pace very fast now. The only thing we need is to explore. Oh, not this chest, but okay. I just need to pick up some salt. So the next island is the Boogie Isles, and this is Thriller Park section of the game. The game was made while the Thriller Park arc was coming to an end. So this whole thing is themed like that. So yeah, there are traps and zombies everywhere on this island. This is also the island I hate the most of multiple reasons, and that is the red medicine that I picked up in the stores in the beginning of the game. 3 out of the 4 items you are requiring to naked, you can find on this island, and those items are really annoying to get. So I have just come to hate this island.
You know what? That's fair.
So yeah. Oh, hey, you kicked me in the head. I am the one who kicks. I'm Sanchi. Wow. Well, will you look at that? I'm actually lucky. I need 3 fruits. What do I get? 3 fruits.
There you go.
Well, I need to pick another one up regardless, as a backup. But yeah, I can do that another time. So now we have picked up a fruit. So we are going back to the ship because we need to make a pie. And some pasta. And I have to concentrate a little bit because I do not want to end up eating what I'm making. If I'm too fast, I end up consuming the thing I don't want to consume.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing. Oh, sure. So now we can go over to the next spot. Oh, no. No, I forgot what I actually needed to make. I'm thinking a bit too far ahead. Sorry. I need to make salt. So these zombies are created by taking shadows from people. And that is made... that is like a devil fruit power that does it. Oh, no, development. That's a devil fruit power, and devil fruits do not have the effects with sea salt. So by having like salt pellets and defeating the zombie with it, the shadows get freed because it cannot like keep itself inside the person anymore. And I need that because I need 100 shadows. I was about to say souls. I need 100 shadows. But I only have 90 pellets. And that may seem weird. But that's because I don't need to actually farm 100 shadows in by itself. Because the next boss is kind enough to drop me a chest with 40 shadows. And there is a hidden chest that will drop me... I cannot move. That will drop me 50 shadows, so I only need 10. And yeah, you need a lot more than 90 pellets usually, because you're not consuming a pellet every time you defeat an enemy. You consume a pellet every time you hit an enemy. So usually you need a lot of pellets to actually collect all the souls. Souls, shadows. Oh. What did I go into? Well, I did not go into what I need. So in this boss, there is a reason why we are using Zoro, actually. And that's because Zoro has a passive ability. Everyone has a passive ability, but he has a passive ability that says co-op moves, the one we are using on all the bosses, do more damage. So this boss is not something you can defeat in one hit anymore. You have to do it in actually more than 2. Usually, but because Zoro like have this buff power, you can defeat this boss in 2 hits. And there is a chance, a small chance, that I can get a double hit on this boss. If I do, it's a one-shot kill. And what's really annoying is that Lucy, when he comes down to about 5% health, he will transform, trigger a cutscene, and become really annoying. But we are bypassing that transformation since we are using Zoro to do that more damage. You can see a small scene here where he is transformed. But we have completely skipped that. And yeah, we are actually not going back to the ship to heal up, even though we cannot use this ultimate anymore. And that's because we don't need it for the next boss at all. So we can immediately just go over to the end boss of this island. Which people probably have a good guess on who that could be when this is themed after Full Park. Haha. Regardless, this is also an island where I at least made one of the biggest changes to the speedrun, because before you actually need to go out and farm a lot of shadows, and that was because the previous record did not really use this hidden chest, and the item, the middle part we picked up that is transferred, is a good substitute actually for the shadows that was used in the previous previous world record, and that saved about 3 minutes of time. Just make sure I have enough. That's one of the biggest changes that I made to the game of cutting time. So I want to defeat him without hitting the zombies, because I need to collect shadows. There are exactly 11 enemies, and I need 10 shadows. So I do not want to consume or defeat them. So I need to go out of my way to actually do it later. I wonder what Sanji will say to a zombie, draw kicking Robin like this. Just make sure I have enough. I have 101. That's more than enough. I need 100 soul in total. And we are switching over to Usopp. The reason we are using Usopp is because the next boss is actually Ols. And Ols is a giant. You can only hit him on the head. And Usopp is a ranged character. So that will make sense that we are using him to hit the opponent in the head. Except that's not the reason. Yes. The reason is actually because of Usopp's ultimate. Because regardless, you can only hit Usopp's head, Usopp's head, when he's looking down. But you cannot hit it too hard. If you do it, you will knock back the head, and then you will have to reset that Us had to look down again. So I will do a small manipulation of the AI by standing here. It would be faster if I actually evaded the punch. I didn't do that. I am rolling Yes, I'm rolling. Okay, regardless. If I rolled, he will look down faster. But this is the reason we are using Usopp, because his ultimate do not have a knockback. And each projectile he shoots do a lot of damage. And that's third island. Okay. Don't tell me that my Wii remote is going to break or something.
Fingers crossed for the Wii remote.
I have another Wii remote. I just don't want to get another one. But we are completely done with the third island. We don't need to come back here, hopefully. And by that I mean I shoot with the fruit that I picked up on the island. It should cover the cactus flower that I was missing. So the next island is Skytopia. And yes, it's themed after the Skytopia arc. So we can almost immediately go over to the next gate. We just need the required item. So that's what I'm going to get first. But that's the only fetch quest we have. Oh yeah, if you look in the sky around this area and you see something red, that is a potentially Panda Man flying around in a paraglider. I really like that Panda Man is like everywhere. At least he is like on every island somewhere. Okay. You can see something flying around right now, actually. Whee! So what do we actually need? We need to fish. And we need 3 specific fish. The only problem is that there are 2 fishes that spawn in their range. So I can talk a bit about the other mechanic about fishing. And that's how to see which fish you are actually catching. And this one is actually something I can not really distinguish. This is what I need. So you can see that I have this blue line. And I can see which fish it is, all depending on how fast it actually depletes. There are other things where you can see what fish you are actually catching by something of do it move a lot left and right. If you move a lot left and right, then you also can see, oh, is this fish I've now caught. Like if you're on Sunny, you know you have caught a shark if it sways a lot back and forth. And then you have to also have a small mini game and hope that the line do not snap. Of course, it will snap faster if they are struggle against you. And this is also something for people that asked about 100%ing. To 100% the game, you also need to cook meals. And to cook meals, at the very end of it, you have to cook meals that involve sea kings. And capture a sea king can take like 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't remake the rubber bands, I suddenly realized. Well, that's my fault. I'm not going back to the ship now. If anything, I'm losing 1 minute if I don't have enough rubber band. Health and all the fluff that I need. So, do people like Dark Souls? Because we are playing Dark Souls now.
Perfect.
Especially how to defeat hackers. We hate online players that are cheating. So this is the best way to deal with them. You don't really need to like attack them. You can just push them all off. And this attack do not do much damage, but it has a lot of knockback. So gravity, thank you very much. So this upcoming boss is people's least favorite boss. This boss is Doflamingo, and he has an ultimate that says that he takes control over one of the crew members, and he keeps that control until you have defeated that crew member. Then he will take control over another crew member, and he will keep doing that, and that's why people hate him. The fun thing is actually that Doflamingo was not the boss intended for this fight. Is Bellamere, the guy that just got spawned. He was actually the main boss of this area, and people are not entirely sure why they decided with Doflamingo. But that was actually a really fast fight. I didn't get juggled around a lot. And Doflamingo actually stood still. He likes to just evade. And yeah, here we have a long talk with Gabri saying that it's not good that we have friends attacking each other. And Usopp is talking about when he was leaving the crew over the fight of going merry. So we are immediately going over to the next boss, as it is right now. We don't need to go back to the ship and heal up. Of course, we are going to collect a few items. Yes. Oh yeah, I said that each island have like 2 bosses. That is correct, but each island also have their own optional boss. But it's not something you just do because you cannot deal with the optional bosses before you have more or less completed the game. Oops, down. Hack, 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 hack. Oh, there's still someone alive. You're just like the zombies. Keep coming back. Shush. So now we see something Frankie can do as one of his passive. He can make ladders, as well as staircases and bridges and so on. But this is the only place where it is required to do it. And the only reason right now we are actually need in bamboo. Please don't shoot me. Thank you. We have a terrible aim, but 1 out of 20 shot always hits you. So this is the last gate before the end boss.
Eating alone.
Please. There, I cannot see the pasta. Oh. Gabbery. So, yeah, this boss is a bit finicky because it's actually not spawning here at all. It's spawning in another place. Psych. So, yeah, now we are actually just going back to the ship, heal up. Oops. And this boss is actually the one that I hate the most. As I said, a lot of people hate the flamingo, but this one is actually the one that I hate. And the reason for it is because the battlefield is narrow, and this boss can shoot lasers. These lasers can explode on impact. So even if the laser misses you, the explosion from the impact can still hit you. So if you are up against a wall, which you very often are, yeah, you are just unlucky.
No.
And being hit all the time. And yeah, I was too close to that. As I said, I forgot to make a rubber band, so I needed one, which I sadly did not consume, so I have to run back to the ship instead of just jumping. That's the thing when, oh, I do a backup thing, but you actually forget it since it's not something you usually need. You rarely actually need to pick up rubber fruit as a backup. As I said, I'm just sometimes unlucky. So, Psych is actually on Sunny, the next boss. And this one you can also, if you are lucky, double hit. So I try to do that with Solo because it's just cool if I can show that off. But it's actually not the fastest way because Kizaru is one of the bosses you can double hit with other like characters, and in general, just spamming the ultimate of Sanji, you rarely if you're spamming the ultimate of Sanji, you can do it about 15 to 20 seconds faster. But I just want to see if I could get the double hit in. And that's for Farland, and we could go straight to the last boss, as long as my calculations are right. Which they might not be, since I've not really slept for the past like 2 days.
Oh no.
Sadly, something that I can also not really show is Sunny, because the whole ship is explorable. So if you have always wanted to see, oh, how does Sunny actually looks like, you can do it in this game. So, last island, last boss. We have defeated a lot of other bosses. We have become stronger. Gabri have consumed a lot of essence from the boss. And throughout the show, throughout the game, there are also some monuments that Robin can read, and those are telling like the story about this creature and how Gabri is actually also a part of the creature that was sent out to scout. But have now turned like against the creature, as it is right now. And this is where we just consume everything. So we need everything except for the yellow one to be at max. And the port is open. And for this boss, we are actually also going to use Usopp. That's because Usopp really like a boss that do not move with a big hitbox where you can hit every projectile in. And this boss, if I can say, one of the reasons we are using Usopp is because that he has this blue effect you see. That is actually damage reduction. But Usopp melts through it. So that's one of the reasons we are also using Usopp. Any other character cannot do the same amount of damage. And please defeat the first phase. That's the first phase of the boss. And I'm going to let a cutscene run here. It's about 1 minute, but it's one of the funniest in the game. And the cutscenes in games are one of the best things about the game. So yeah, we are going to have time coming up very soon, since this boss is actually fairly easy to defeat. I just need him to make one attack, and he's now stun locked. Zoro is the only character that can stun knock this boss and do damage to it this way. So time comes up as soon as I doing the last hit. And usually it will be very difficult to defeat him because this boss actually have the moves of everyone of the crew and all bosses. And time.
GG. Good job.
Zoro is just so useful in this. And so wise here we learn that Agape like goes in and learn the machine that people are not bad, people can be good even though they are pirates and so on, because he has been with them and now have gained the power to grant a wish and want to give the wish to Luffy, and Luffy say you can use it yourself because if I get my wish to become the pirate king, then I have not like gained it myself. And of course, we are going to celebrate something like that. I'm not sure if we can show this as well. That's like also a minute long.
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely no problem.
I feel a bit sorry for Luffy because he's actually not at fault here. Because what we see right here is actually Gabori turned to human. His wish was become a real boy to compete against Luffy to become the Pirate King. And he stole a food barrel.
He did what?
He stole a barrel of food and Luffy got the blame for it.
Oh.
But another day in another ocean, and that's One Piece.
Very nicely done. One Piece! Unlimited Cruise! And feel free if you have any shout outs or where people can find you, anything you want to shout out, go for it. The floor is yours.
Yeah, you can find me by searching Toroshin. I stream 4 days a week, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less, depending on it, but I usually follow my schedule. You can find it by searching Toroshin. I also stream on YouTube, if anything. So you can find me both places.
Very nice. Thank you so much for joining on. That was great. I really appreciate it.
Well, I say thanks for everyone for coming by, staying by, having a good day and a good night. Everyone, take care. See ya.
See ya. Well, that was One Piece, and that concludes the segment of I've never seen this show before. Really, really fun run. I had no idea how much resource management goes into that game. That is one of my favorite things. I love games that have a lot of resource management, which I know seems really strange, perhaps, but I do. And as a reminder, if you missed out on any of our shows or events, be sure to check out the VODs on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And on that same token, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. That being said, we're going to take a quick break before our next run. So everyone get up, stretch, get Welcome back to As Seen on TV on Games Done Quick Hotfix. I'm Nichole Goodnight, and I definitely wasn't muted before. We just got done watching the run that I had never seen the show of before, which was very, very exciting to learn a little bit about that. And we are about to go into a run where I watched it all the time as a kid. Just as if you have an amount that you think I watched the show as a kid, just amplify that by a lot. But first, join the official GDQ Discord. You should do that. And have the new Hotfix role where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff and showrunners, and more. If you use !Discord in Twitch chat, you can get more information. And speaking of upcoming events, our annual Juneteenth celebration will be this upcoming June 22nd through June 23rd. Use !Juneteenth in Twitch chat to check out the schedule. All that being said, I am very, very excited to go over to our next game, which is Hercules, The Legendary Journeys with Giga. So go ahead and take it away.
Hey, I'm Giga, and I'm running Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. I'm joined by my commentator, Spock. It's him. Hello. This came out like, I think, a year after the TV show, or maybe like in the year after the TV show ended. It was probably a very quickly made and shipped game, as you'll see very shortly. It's something special. We played this in our little sort of N64 console challenge, and we just had to go watch the TV show after, so we all did a group watch of it. It was a great time, and then we watched Xeno Warrior Princess after that, of course. So timing is going to start when I hit select file and the opening cutscene plays, and I'll count that down. That'll be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right, so they're going to play the intro to the TV show right here. This is the story of a time long ago. Ancient gods, they were petty and cruel. Hercules was there also. Then they're going to get to the excuse plot of this game, which is that Hera, our stepmother, our evil stepmother, has poisoned Zeus, our absentee father, and Hera, our brother Ares, has trapped him in a magical orb, which is really just causing a lot of trouble for everyone. So Hercules is gonna go save all the mortals and save his dad as well. We're gonna clip to a wall right away just to give you a sneak peek of what's gonna be happening throughout this run.
I love that.
Basically, this game, you're gonna see it right here. It's very laggy. You'll see it more when we turn away from this wall and see that beautiful waterfall. That's gonna drop the frames. You'll notice on the frame counter, which is telling us how much time we have left here, just how much it's slowing down the game.
400 frames.
Yeah. So we're skipping a big chunk of the tutorial area. We don't need to do any of it, but we do want to do this, which is the combat tutorial.
Yeah, so this whole thing is the tutorial area, the farm, and the only tutorial we really need is the money we made along the way, so to speak. So
our mentor, Chiron, the centaur you might have seen for a little bit there, is kind enough to give us 50 dinars every time we do this little tutorial section. And we need 1,000 dinars total. Thankfully, we only have to get ourselves up to 700. We're going to pick the rest up in some treasure chests. And even more thankfully, every time we go into Scribe's hut here, if we talk to them, they actually just introduce themselves by saying, "I am Scribe." So that's just their name, I guess.
not a character from the
Unless
show,
it's Gabrielle in disguise.
Just Scribe.
I mean, that was kind of her thing, right? But yeah, this game is very laggy. We take advantage of that in a lot of ways. This is not one of them. This is a double jump. Basically, anytime a text box comes up, if we jump just before that, it's going to sort of store our vertical speed, which is going to... But then we're going to get like reset onto the ground when he tells us, good job, here's 50 dinars. We're going to be back on the ground, but we'll still have vertical speed. So as soon as that text box ends, we're going to shoot up, but we'll be able to jump again. So it really just is a double jump. I didn't do it quite right there. So I'm going to do a ladder jump instead. We call it a ladder jump because you jump off of the ladder. Basically, if you let go of the ladder, you're just able to jump again as long as you jump like really quickly. Sort of similar to a double jump. But yeah, really we want to do as many double jumps as we can because we have to do this a bunch of times. We need 1,000 dinars to buy various things. The legendary journeys in question in this game are actually just a series of fetch quests.
But there are a lot of journeys between each quest.
In fact, a lot of them are the same journey. We're just gonna have to do it a bunch of times. You're also gonna see me doing this dive a lot. That is the fastest way to move. The input for it is kind of weird, so if you ever see me jump or punch for no reason, it's because I'm trying to do that. You have to hit R, which is the jump button, by the way, on a Nintendo 64 controller, mind you. R is the jump button, and B is the punch button. That's normal.
What is A?
You have to hit them. A is, interact, talk, whatever. I'm gonna try this double jump anyway. No, I'm missing up a couple of them. But you have to hit them like...
trick in the game.
It's the third hardest trick in the game. You have to hit them at basically the exact same time. Like, there's no allowance for it. Otherwise, you'll just jump or punch. If I miss that double jump, I want to get over to the ladder, like, immediately. Because if I take too long, he's going to tell me how ladders work every time. And I already know how ladders work. They work better than most things in this game.
They are very slow, though.
Yes, they are very slow. And this, I was trying to hype myself up so I'd actually do it. It's very fast. The sooner you press the button before the text box pops up, the more height you'll be able to get. Oops, I'm not even getting the ladder jump. That's crazy. Fourth hardest trick in the game.
Yeah, well, yeah. After the...
Not really. Probably not true.
Eighth,
But-
maybe?
Eighth, maybe. But yeah, once that number up in the top left says 700, we will be fine to leave the farm. It's very appropriate that this game lets us do all the farming on the farm.
So true.
Trust me, you would not want to be... If this seems boring, you would not want to be doing this the other way. Combat in this game, it's something. That's a double jump right there. And every enemy drops 5, maybe 10 dinars.
Wow.
Plus then you have to get health because you're probably going to be taking damage. It's not great. 50 dinars a pop every like 30 seconds is way better.
So why is Hercules on this farm right now? Who's Chiron? Where are we?
Chiron is, I think he's from like Young Hercules, the other spin-off that wasn't Xena.
But it had like Ryan Gosling or something, right?
It had Ryan Gosling. Canadian icon, Ryan Gosling.
He's so Canadian and such
Did
an
it
icon.
really?
Yeah.
I think so. He was Hercules. He was young Hercules.
He was young.
Oh my goodness.
And he was Hercules.
I had no idea.
No,
I don't know if he
did.
was every young Hercules in the actual Hercules show, but he was definitely young Hercules in the Hercules episode they used to try and launch young Hercules.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, right. And they had to replace him because he I don't know, he didn't want to do it or he had something else to go. I don't know. Yeah, he was the original. Well, Hercules, I guess, was the original, if he was real. He was probably young at some point.
Once he was young.
Fun.
Just to go back to the lagginess and the time I clipped through a wall that I haven't been able to talk about yet. The game lags a lot. If you pause, the game sort of lags even more. And it allows us to just clip through. I hope I don't clip through this wall. You can clip through that and fall into the barn, by the way, which is bad.
Land on the hay.
Yeah. Soft landed. No fall damage in this game. Very convenient. Must be those demigod powers.
You know, someone in the chat here is asking if it's Ocarina of Time, and it's funny, but
It wants to
really,
be.
It does want to be.
It wishes it was Ocarina of Time, and it doesn't wish it any more than this area right here.
We were just talking yesterday about how this game kind of seems like the whole thing is in a weird Kakariko Village-esque place.
There's another place you'll see later that kind of has that vibe. It always reminds me of Kokiri Forest, even though that area is not a forest.
I always get the forest mixed up. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be doing some more pause clips here. You'll be able to see us walk through some more walls, dive through some more walls. You can walk through them too. We just dive because diving's faster.
You wouldn't...
You pause, the game lags a little bit, suddenly you're through the wall. I mean, it's just that simple. If you were to ever pick up this game casually, if you see this and you think, I must play this game, just learn pause clipping. You'll thank us. It's very easy. Just run towards something and pause. It's that simple.
It does make a lot of the game simpler, and a lot of the game very obtuse.
Might not look like I'm doing a trick here. Gotta get away from this caked up swamp monster first.
So
but
caked up.
if you can't normally dive in the swamp, you have to press. So you already have to press 2 buttons to do a dive, but you have to press the Z button as well as B and A or B and R at the same time, or maybe with like a slightly. I feel like you have to press Z slightly ahead. And what that is, we call it like Z standing, I think is the name. Basically, if you press that button while it's like the sort of the recenter the camera button, also like Ocarina of Time. If you press that button while you're in the swamp, the game's gonna think you're standing and not currently in a swamp, and that's gonna let you dive. Otherwise, we'd be trudging through that a lot slower. Those gates and rocks we flip through, normally we'd have to go like find a key or flip a switch or super punch the wall down by using charge punches. Thankfully, we don't have to do that. So that makes that opening run a lot shorter. Anyway, we're in the first town, Trachis.
Real place, Trachis.
What?
I said
real
it's
place Trachis. I mean, at one point it was at least. I think.
True. I don't know if it's real. The land is probably still
That guy just told us that a Cyclops moved in and he's messing everything up, and he won't give us the key because he doesn't feel very safe. So we have to go get his teddy bear to make him feel secure again, and let him give us the key. But first, here's our first trade quest. That person wants her cookbook. This is a letter we actually have to grab for later. We're going to be delivering that in about 20 minutes. But it is very important. And then sort of here's another fetch quest thing, or just something we need. We have to pick up a bunch of medallions at various shrines in every town. We're gonna need those for the end of the game. They don't really tell you need them at all. But they're 100 dinars a pop, so that's why we are collecting so much money at the start, or part of it. Anyway, here's this woman's cookbook. There's a key in there. Someone was hiding a key in there for some reason. Here we are going to, hopefully I timed that right, equip the key while we're clipping through the wall.
Wow.
Wow, because, thank you. Because pausing is kind of slow, we would like to, anytime we can like equip something while we're clipping through a wall is a pretty good use of our time. Pausing can get like more laggy depending on how laggy the game already is. It kind of just compounds itself. But thankfully we actually have a few reasons to combine both of those, and we do need to equip the key. You were wondering if we could why we need the key. We actually do need the key because there's nothing behind here.
Just so unnecessary.
They knew what was going on in this game. There's like no real loading zones. By the way, this Cyclops, one of the few things from the TV show.
He's real.
That's
just
actually,
like
he's real. If you've seen the first episode of Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, you've seen the Cyclops. And that's, from there, the similarities begin to drop a lot. Then it kind of just throws a couple characters into generic video game land.
Yeah, the real is kind of
but
over
Greek
after
themed.
this.
This guy is a little bit of a Dark Souls boss. I don't know. He just spin around him and hit him in the butt. Dive away from his shockwave attack.
He's like a combo of Bowser and the Bob-omb. If you put it in Super Mario terms.
He does a lot of damage when he falls. You can like block in this game with C down. Anyway, because we agreed to spare him, Hercules is a pretty decent guy. He's going to move the boulder that he put there. Unfortunately, he also gets washed away by the river, so he will not be partying with the townspeople. He's our friend now, but he's also gone. The whole thing there is he like blocked the river to divert it to Hera's vineyard or something. Again, ripped from the first episode. Anyway.
Hercules' whole thing is beating somebody up, and then when they're about to die, saying, "You want to be a good guy now?" And then he helps them be a good guy, and that's every episode of the TV show, basically, if there's a thing. Cyclops, no exception, so Aeolus now.
But not Xena. Xena had a bit of an edge.
Yeah, well, right.
What's great about her.
You could be evil on Xena. Nobody told you that.
Anyway, here's the real best character in the show that isn't Xena. It's Aeolus, Hercules' best friend. He cannot move. He may move slow, and he can't jump high. I still believe he's one hell of a guy. But he doesn't really have any like movement tech. We just need him because I guess his movement tech is he can climb vines. Hercules, as he says so himself, he just can't climb those intricate vines. Not that he's too heavy. Not that he's too heavy. He just says they're too intricate. Aeolus can do that though.
Makes sense. He's a simple man.
So we need to go over here. All this is to get a key that we need to leave Trachis. And I'm not even sure. Someone probably tells you, hey, the mayor is over here or something. We're going to be skipping a couple things you're supposed to do in here. There's like a lost cat. There's a starving child. We will ignore both of those. There's a key here. We will not be ignoring that if I can find it.
A little shimmer.
We get to skip all of that because we can clip through this fence. Right. Just by walking. See, it's that simple.
More intricate vines.
More
Hercules
intricate
could never
vines.
do this.
If only Hercules could somehow get here and actually save the mayor, probably save a lot of time, but if Hercules talks to the mayor, it just doesn't work.
Do you think they had mayors in this time?
I mean, they had someone.
Yeah.
A serf. I don't know.
They really call him the mayor, and I think it's hilarious.
Anyway, in that chest was the gem of the spell, which gets this guy out of his magical prison. Him being the mayor of Thrace, who is not in Thrace, has a key to a door in Trachis that leads to the road to Thrace.
It's intricate, like the vine.
It's much like a vine. Very complex. Don't know why he has the key for that door. He seems more like the jailer of Trachis than the mayor of Thrace, but what are you gonna do?
Jump. All the haze.
Aeolus is like one of the few times I actually get to drink water because he doesn't have to dive all the time. He just gets to walk. It's a little refreshing, honestly, to not be constantly pushing buttons.
Is his staff attack good? Because we never use it.
I think I remember liking it better than the Hercules punches. You couldn't pick up guys and throw them with relative ease, though. Not the Hercules thing.
Yeah.
And that's actually better. Anyway, now that we've got the key to Thrace, we can head back to Trachis and get on with the rest of our journey. Oops, there's a messed up dive there.
I was looking
Jump
at the
for no
butterfly on
reason.
the screen. I'm sure no one saw it.
Here's another example of using items to equip things, but also clip through stuff. We need to equip this key every time we walk through here. We can just pretend that building isn't real and equip the key so we can get through this gate. For some reason, we have to equip the key every time. The game has the capability to find things in your inventory and not require you to equip them. It chooses not to do that most of the time. There's an item we'll be getting later where it does just know we have it and we don't have to use it at all. The first time through here, we have to go around and open up a bunch of switches. We have to hit these in a specific order, which again, they don't tell you what that order is.
No, they don't.
We have to do a double jump here also.
Right. Well, this is the actual hardest trick in the run, or the second, or third.
Oh, it's the next one that's like a little trickier. This one's a little bit more lenient. There we go. You're not supposed to be up here at all. But it lets us kind of get to the next switch that we need to reach a lot faster. Not just another double jump. That's the same thing I was doing in the tutorial. I'm just changing the way I get a text box. I'm getting that text box by Hercules saying, I already pushed that lever, or whatever.
Switch.
Famously difficult jump right there that I don't have to do. The Alanim jump, we call it.
If you've tried
I'm gonna
this
see if
game
I can
casually.
pause jump up here. You can, but it's a little tricky. Here's another double jump I have to do.
Let's go, another ladder jump. I've already activated this switch. I've already activated this switch.
There we go. So when Hercules looks like he's kind of teleporting, that's when you can get the max height. And then you kind of gotta wait a bit till you get to sort of the apex of your jump. Just like any video game's double jump. Anyway, all of that is to open this door. It wouldn't have been open otherwise. Here's Thrace. It's like the central hub for everything. It's also totally destroyed. Ares came in and messed some stuff up at some point.
Ares. Yeah.
There's like 3 guys left in here. This guy is one of them. He's going to sell us a stolen cow skin that he just got from looting these houses. And Hercules, normally a pretty honest guy who will beat you up if you try and like sell him stolen stuff. He's just going to buy that.
Warmth is important.
It is important. Sorry about the sad dog noises. These dogs make like really tragic noises when you kill them.
They're from hell or something. They're demons.
The ones later are just regular wolves. These guys are kind of freaky looking.
All right.
I don't know what's up with them. Anytime I'm jumping down from a high place, I want to dive. If you jump normally or like fall, you kind of get like a little bit of landing lag. So diving is kind of your, it's like melee. You got to L cancel. Except in this case, it's just diving, and that lets you keep moving. Also, you get more distance, of course, too. We have to come back to Trachis because there is a guy who is going to make a calf skin into a coat for Aeolus. It's too small for Hercules, but it's big enough for Aeolus. And we're going to have to walk back. Whoops, camera. Sometimes the camera can get like stuck on Hercules' face when you leave that building for some reason. I don't know why.
Good face, right?
And by the way, if you don't remember, if you never watched this TV show, you might remember a video clip that goes around the internet every once in a while of a guy with a goatee standing in the middle of the forest and realizing that he's not in his world, and then he just yells "disappointed" to the sky. That's probably more popular than anything the show produced except for Xena. This jump, a little tricky. Oops, sometimes you clip into the cliff. That's not useful at all, actually.
It looks so cool, though.
It looks kind of cool.
It does look really rad.
But we actually want to get up here. There we go. It's
You
like a
have to do it
one-way
in the-
shortcut.
Is it always under the corner like that?
The corner, I think it makes the jump more reliable, despite my multiple
you
failed attempts.
Nobody saw.
Usually I get it like 1 or 2 tries. But aiming from that angle, I don't know why. I think maybe like you run into the wall and it kind of pushes you towards up onto the ledge. I'm not sure. All I know is from that angle it's way easier. Otherwise it's actually kind of a difficult jump. Aeolus is over here checking things out. He's gonna take this coat, and we are going to trudge up the snow to Alpsius. We're also gonna walk through this wall just because we can, and I'm going to mess it up. If you're like too close to the wall or like too far, it won't work.
Is there
If
any
you're like
reason?
already touching, it just doesn't work for whatever reason.
Do you have to be Aeolus for like the intricate snow, or just
You have to be
because?
Aeolus because he's the only one that has a coat right now. Hercules will go and say, despite the fact that, you know, if you notice, it's still just a vest. He's still got like an exposed chest there. Because Hercules just wouldn't be Hercules without the fan service. And the shirtless man. But yeah, he's the only one who has a jacket, and that jacket is only big enough for him. So unfortunately, Hercules just can't get here. Otherwise, we'd be able to skip a few minutes if Hercules could just somehow get to Alpsius early.
Now
he
Alpsius,
can't.
not real.
Alpsius is
just the
not a
Alps.
real place. The Alps, sure. Alpsius, don't think so. Just Greek sounding.
The first
I guess.
unreal place.
So we're trying to go to Alpsius, but for some reason they've locked it up. Well, probably because of all those guys who were telling us to stop and trying to hit us with swords. But for some reason the switch to open the gate is like all the way over here, unguarded. Somehow it
not even
opens the
any
door
guys.
over here. They've got some nice mechanics going on here. You notice even the History Channel H there was laggy. Anyway, Aeolus has to come here because we are going to get a steer skin from this guy. He's the only person in town who will talk to Aeolus, by the way. Everyone else says
That's right.
they only speak to the gods.
They're only willing to talk to main characters.
And that guy will speak to mortals if they pay. If they're willing to buy a fine steer skin from him. You know, one god moves into your town and suddenly you're too good to speak to regular humans. It's tale as old as time. So yeah, now we just walk back down the snowy mountain. I hope you are ready to see this a lot. We have to make many trips up to Alpsius, unfortunately.
Oh, the camera's doing the thing.
The camera is doing the thing. That's what you were talking about earlier, and I couldn't remember. But yes, it gets stuck on stuff here, and you can leave it behind. I was too busy thinking about the other way the camera can get stuck in this game.
Oh. The one where it's looking at Hercules' face from earlier?
Yeah, that one.
I was kind of hoping you were going to say no, the third one, and then we were just going to have another thing, but it's cool, it's cool.
I'm sorry I didn't provide you with another bit
No, it's
to
fine.
work with.
It's okay.
Anyway, now we got to go talk to Herc again. Give him a steer skin, and then he's got to go all the way back and get another jacket made. Hopefully I went down. So this town is like really big and also empty for no reason. Well, I mean, they have a plot reason. But I'm like 90% sure it was supposed to be like a Hyrule Castle town kind of thing. And at some point they probably realized if there were more than 3 people in it, the game would be unplayable. I just have to imagine that that's why. I don't know. It seems too central. It seems too important to just be like an abandoned city.
Like the developers at one point said, wow, it's hard to make Zelda. And then they just kind of stopped.
They might have said that. There's some context for all this that you'll be seeing a little bit later. I don't want to spoil the surprise too much though. By the way, the guy in this water wheel house, if you talk to him, he's just like, I love to grind grain. You're actually supposed to give him some grain to grind normally,
Flour.
but we don't need to do that.
It's all
Everyone's
related
game,
to the starving child.
yeah, it's all related to the starving child. She needs a cake. You need grain to make flour. The child must starve. everyone in this game is really proud of their job, and it's really nice. I walked into the building. I will not be pausing again because that would be even slower. Because I've already got the key equipped. I like to imagine that Simon Belmont is a descendant of Hercules. Hercules kind of has that Belmont strut thing going on right now. Oops.
That's a good dance name.
The Belmont strut?
Yeah.
All the ladies love it when I bust out the Belmont strut.
New TikTok craze.
Make it happen.
I'm too close to the wall. I think this is it. This is it. Nope. I'm clipping into the clip.
Oh.
Normally I do this a lot faster.
Right?
Second hardest trick in the game.
Second hardest trick.
There we go. You can fail that a few times and I still think it's faster. But I haven't timed it. Also, you get to go through a waterfall, and isn't that just great? You're really only supposed to use the shortcut from one side for some reason.
Well,
I guess so you have to go hit the switches your first time. Well, you'll have to do that anyway. I think they just want to voice you in that direction. But we can use that shortcut whenever we want. Anyway, now we've got Hercules. He's got his coat. This is that example of the game knows that we have a coat. We don't have to equip it like we have to equip the key every time. Don't know why that couldn't be the case for the key, but now we've just got a different looking vest. It's warmer, I guess.
True. Did he just say it's colder than New York is out there?
He sure did. New Yorkers. You know, just because there's no proof that New Yorkers existed in ancient Greece back in the day, doesn't mean there wasn't a New Yorkers. Lots of things are lost to the ebb and flow of history.
This game is one contribution to the Hercules universe, I think.
If you think like, man, it's kind of weird that a game set in ancient Greece about Hercules would be talking about like New Yorkers and Hercules would be saying amigo and stuff like that. No, it's not weird for the show at all. In fact, it's very much in keeping with the spirit of the show. The dialogue in this game is actually pretty good. Very, very self-aware. Doesn't take itself very seriously. For example, Fluffy had a litter of 7 puppies, and that's what that guy is telling us. And as thanks for delivering mail from his cousin, he's going to give us the torch of Prometheus. Don't know why he's holding on to it.
Yeah.
But I guess the whole thing about Prometheus is that it was a gift to mankind, so I guess
That guy specifically.
It was a gift to that guy. That guy, he invented fire. Probably because he lives in such a cold place.
Yeah, it's colder than New York is even.
It's colder than New York is. You gotta get your good vest out for this one. Everyone in this game is very friendly.
Yeah. There's 7 different hays, right?
There's a lot of different hays. I think there's like 5, and then there's like a couple. Stop you.
Yeah, they say don't. You said
It's only
that
a couple
yesterday.
guys
They did it
that
in
do
sync.
that.
I swear they say no use, but why would they say it with that intonation?
They just really love Sonic 06.
I know.
Many of us who have played that game have been touched by Sonic 06 in some way, and it's probably the same people who would enjoy playing this game. We need to equip the Torch of Prometheus because that lets us get into the first dungeon, the Labyrinth of Gigantus, or whatever.
Boy.
We're going to be clipping through walls a lot in these dungeons. Also, there's skeletons, and they're mean.
Yeah, they are.
Really are. What you're actually supposed to do with these walls is like super punch them. Just sort of punch them down. Ah, jeez. Oh my gosh. Because of this game's very inconsistent frame rate and the fact that these skeletons love to body block you, it can be actually pretty tricky to get in here.
Yeah.
This one for sure. All of this is because there's 2 switches that we need to press in a specific order. No, stop it. No,
No.
The boys.
They know.
Okay.
Those guys can stun you. If they really want to kill you, they can just surround you, 2 or 3 of them. They could kill you if they wanted. The only reason we're live is mercy on the part of the game.
So now that we pressed both switches, I kind of ruined my dive there. Hercules likes to lock onto things when he dives. He's not very successful at it even, but it will throw off your direction a lot. And here's a Minotaur, Gigantus. Kind of a pain boss to fight. However,
do you fight
if you do that, he's not.
I love it.
It's great.
That's tough. It's my favorite part.
That was tough. Normally what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to whittle him down with punches, and then when he gets like his health bar all the way down, very difficult, by the way, not an easy thing to do, without like dying. Only when he gets weak can you pick him up and then throw him in there. But if you just kind of get him onto the edge there and just give him one good punch, he'll just go right into the lava, and that'll just insta-kill him. So we'll be using tricks like that a little bit later. And messing up my dives, doing a couple extra jumps.
No, the time loss.
The time loss is insane.
Seconds.
Movement here is, I guess, pretty important. You can lock on to a lot of these guys, and so you kind of want to time your dives so that you're not doing that. You can also lock onto barrels and friendly humans. Anything that isn't just a wall or a tree, Hercules will try to dive towards. I don't know why Hercules couldn't have just braved the cold for a couple seconds and then stolen one of the nice fur hides all these guys are wearing.
Oh, man.
He could have used it. Anyway, we're going to go in here for once, and we're going to talk to Hephaestus. Technically, we're supposed to talk to him earlier. He's the god that lives in town, by the way. The only person any of these guys ever talk to. He's going to tell us that the Minotaurs are alive again, which we already know. He also told us to go get the torch of Prometheus. And then we have to talk to him again to turn the heart of Gigantus into the rune of Asterius.
Did he give you something there?
Yeah, he gave me the rune of Asterius.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get any new abilities in this game, except for Aeolus, if you count Aeolus as an ability. The ability to climb vines. But you still have to do things in a very specific order for essentially no reason. The reason being that you need items to open doors.
It's just the order of the if statements, you know? You're just going down one long list.
So we show the rune to this guy. He's going to give us a key to this door. What could be behind this door? It's a magic portal. It just gets us past the vines. That's it.
Oh.
This is the only way Hercules can get up here. Unless we find some sort of super cool super jump, which would be great. This is the only way Hercules can do this. Actually, I don't know if that would even save time, because you still have to go to Opsius.
But it would be super cool.
It would be super cool. This game's very particular with the order of operations in it. It doesn't need to be. It could open everything up after you get the place, and it would be just fine. Really.
Yeah.
And in fact, it almost feels like everything is open. Then you get to a dungeon, and you're like, I can't actually go in here. This is the least labyrinthine of the labyrinths. Everything's nicely labeled. So they have like one square on it. That's the first key. We're going to be doing a lot of pause clips, though. Anyway, we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be equipping keys, because every chest gives us a key, which lets us get into another chest that gives us a key, and so on, until we just get the actual key we need.
Skeleton dogs.
It's kind of hard to time the clips through here because you can't see. The frame rate is variable, and the skeletons can get in your way. So you kind of just got to go on vibes for the second one of these. Almost every time. I think it's faster to kill those dogs.
No.
Again, you know, the skeletons. Because I think, you know, if you kill them, the frame rate gets a little bit faster. So theoretically, it's optimal to dive into them. Not that you can really control for that very much with the way Hercules aim works. Oop, that's too early because of the skeleton. You have to go through the door that leads to key number 2. Whoop.
I like that when you unpause, you briefly see where Hercules warped to, and then he warps back. If there's no wall between him and the place.
I don't even see it anymore, man. I just see where I'm going to be. I see the woman in the red dress, you know?
I do know. Wow.
Oh, I'm doing the weird kind of sideways dive right now. Gonna equip my key because I think yep, it did.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Sideways dives.
Long hallway here. If we're lucky, we'll see something pretty funny, but we probably won't. Guess not. So there's like enough skeletons in this hallway that sometimes you can just clip through that without pausing. And in fact, it'll be like so laggy that you can't even pause, but you'll just go through the wall. I don't think there's any way to actually do that on purpose, unfortunately.
If only we had a lag switch in this game.
It's pausing. We do.
Yeah, exactly.
We do have a lag switch.
Incredible.
I'm the one ruining your COD lobbies.
Me too, by being on your party. And trying.
Oh, I didn't equip the big key.
Oh no.
Who can guess what's behind door number 2 here? It's another Minotaur.
I was gonna say, I'd be biased if I tried.
You might have heard that, like, Theseus defeated the Minotaur. It was really just Hercules, and it was 3 Minotaurs. Thank you very much. This guy, also easy to defeat. If you just get far enough away from him, he does like this jump attack or something, or the game just stops checking his collision as thoroughly. I'm not sure. And he just walks into the lava himself.
But you have to punch one gong to do it?
You have to punch one gong to like open up the lava pit. I think that's all it does. He doesn't get like distracted by the gong or anything.
I heard a gong.
There's Hercules trying to lunge into an innocent pedestrian. Anyway, we gotta go. Oh, we have to do a really long trek back because now we have to pass through Trachis again. Just say hi to our friends along the way. There's really just not much going on for like a little bit here. Speed tech, I'm gonna do a regular jump here, or well, I tried to jump past that railing, which is why the only reason I don't dive there, so I don't get stuck on the railing, and I still did get stuck on the railing. I blame lag.
You always can.
I always can. For everything good and bad that happens in this game. Anyway, pass by Aeolus again, but don't need to talk to him. All these tents, oops, wow. They spawn bad guys. If you did not farm all of your money at the beginning, like a smart gamer who just knows that the tutorial is repeatable, you'd have to beat up all those guys. And actually, you can like destroy the tents and they give you slightly more money, but that is terrible.
Yeah.
So don't do it.
Because then you're destroying your farm as well.
That's true.
That. Like a natural disaster. Wow, we do this jump again, huh?
First try, baby.
Let's go.
It's that easy. Usually. Yeah, I think that's the last time we have to do it. We don't have to come back from Trachis anymore. That's the last we saw of Trachis. Sad dog. Hercules can also, he doesn't care what elevation someone's at. He'll dive on that He'll dive towards that satyr, even though he's above him. Something else to be mindful of. You can also dive to things below him, which is something I have to keep in mind when I'm in the swamp earlier in the game. And walking over a bridge. Don't want to dive off at a swamp man.
I saw you dive, and it looks like he's got the thing going on where he's only ever going to be a certain amount above the ground. And if the ground becomes lower than him, he'll just adjust.
That's probably true. Anyway, we get to go all the way back up to Alpsius again.
This is maybe a good time to wonder if Hercules was in the Alien films. I was asked to wonder this. I was asked to decide. Do you think he would live? And I don't really actually know anything about aliens, so I find this to be a particularly interesting question.
I mean, I think a Hydra is like, and he's killed a Hydra. That's
Right.
like basically a xenomorph with more heads.
Exactly.
I think he could do it.
I really don't know. He seems immortal.
He's no Ripley, but he could still do it.
Believe it or not, he's never even sure. He's never even sure if he can die. But the xenomorph, I assume, it's a big, scary-looking monster. Like I said, I've never seen it. Could bend the laws of nature if it needed to.
Got acid blood.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. He spends a lot of time in the show having severe demigod angst, not knowing if he's immortal or not.
Yeah, he's one.
And then
big
he just gets over that at
crisis.
some point. I forget why.
Once you've been to Ireland, you never can go back.
Oh my god, Ireland, dude. What a weird time in the show's history.
And also, what a weird thing for me to say.
For fans of
No one knows,
Ireland,
but, you know.
I think they just called it Ire in the show.
Oh yeah, they
Which
did,
is
I think, EYRE.
historically accurate, maybe.
Yeah.
Not that many things are historically accurate in the show. Hercules talks to the guy who invented falafel and a bunch of other things.
Great guy. His name Falafel.
His name was falafel. He also
Salmonius?
talks to...
Great guy.
Oh, man.
What does he do in this
Salmonius.
game?
He sells you potions.
Exactly.
He
And
is
that-
in this game. You just never acknowledge that he's Salmonius. He's a great character from the TV show, by the way. He's like probably the best recurring character.
He's great
Unfortunately, all he does is sell you useless potions in this game.
in the game. In the real life, he's got a book that I
got a book.
happen to own.
You own that book?
Yeah, he teaches you how to be Salmonius. He tells you all of his sales secrets. It's really
That's awesome.
offensive. It's extremely offensive. I would not really buy the book, but I have bought it, and
Sounds like a New York Times bestseller to me.
a New Yorkist Times. Sorry, thank you.
Great callback. Great callback. I didn't comment on the fact that I just jumped up onto this cliff. You're definitely not supposed to be up
Right.
there. It lets us skip a bunch of guys who are going to yell at us anyway. It also lets us skip a couple pits. The platforming in this game is pretty bad, but like every other game that came out around this time period, you have to do it anyway.
I like that part of the game where you're looking down the hill at a body of water. It reminds me of like Seattle or something. There you go.
I've been to Seattle. That's accurate, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse you, Seattle kiss. Thank you.
Thank you. You're right.
We had to go onto that not pirate ship and talk to that fisher woman. That's never happened before. She tells us she needs a fishing net, and actually she needs two things. We don't know about the second one, but we actually do. Gotta buy some bait, nice and slimy, for 50 dinars.
Awesome.
Then we gotta come over here. There's a cute little sandcastle here. You probably won't, there it is. Not important, just a little prop that they put there. I don't think Hercules even comments on it, and he comments on a lot of things. Anyway, we gotta get a fishing net from this person. Madam, yeah. He really wanted that fishing net. So now that we have the fishing net, we can go back to the fisherwoman over here. Hercules might try and dive at some of the people up there. I notice all the women in this town look the same. In fact, all women in this game look the same, except for like two of them. And we don't get to see Aphrodite, but she is here. Actually, she's in Nespa, which we were there earlier. She's cool. She says things like, "Hey, little man," and "Howdy," or whatever surfer talk.
half of the
He does call Eolus little man, that's for sure. He gave us 50 dinars for the bait, which is nice because it skips a whole round of farming for us. The one person who's kind enough to give us money in return for anything.
She's
except
saving
beating up some
400
dummies.
frames. You usually don't know exactly how many frames you're saving, but this game, you do.
This game, you know. I'm gonna jump back up here. This is just a short way to get up onto this ledge. And this person is gonna shuck my oyster for me. Oops, that's not the right person. I'm talking to the wrong person. Don't worry. She's just over here though. You said no problemo, Big Daddy, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. If you talk to her before you have the oyster, she just says, I shuck oysters, and that's all she says to you. Like I said, everyone in this game is very proud of their job.
Yeah, I love it.
For fans of Ireland and the 5th and 6th seasons of Hercules, here's Morrigan. For some reason, he leads this town. They could have picked one of the actual, like, pirates or anyone else, but I don't know. Morrigan was there, so there she is.
She had a surfboard in her tavern. She had a tavern.
That's probably for Aphrodite, let's be honest. We have to come over here and buy the last medallion. I'm actually going to drop down here just in case this next dungeon's a little scary. I'm just going to save. I'm going to talk to Scribe for once. Probably not Gabrielle in disguise because she looks kind of old.
She does look kind of old. Don't use Rumble Pack. Thank you.
Don't use the Rumble Pack. I do that safety save. You can kind of just jump right back up here. Oop.
I keep hearing
you don't need to pause. There's a lot of pause jumps that are technically possible without pausing. We have to talk to. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. We have to talk to this person, and you'll see why. Hercules is going to say the entire population of this town looks the same. Not very important there, but if you ever wondered why this game is the way it is, if the developers knew, they did. So none of you have any names. She says he had very little memory left. He passed away quite some time ago. He simply ran out of time. He was released from the hospital way before he should have been. The whole process was incredibly rushed. So yeah, they knew what was going on when they made this game. It's not their fault, probably. This game just was very rushed. I mean, they admit it. It's right there.
I still don't know why her father died.
We don't know why her father died. The father died to give us an excuse to give the developers an excuse to complain.
Man. He's the hope of finishing on time.
I mean, yeah. You want to get metatextual about it.
Metatextual. I always do.
You do. That's true. I know this. This is like slightly... Oh, it's not that scary. I have a lot of health. But this is a little scary, which is why I'm going to be trying to pause clip through everything.
I love this part.
It's kind of fun.
And it goes perfectly.
It's
so
smooth.
good.
Except for the parts where the frame rate isn't smooth. But other than that, it's like smooth. Sometimes you get stuck on this. Okay, we didn't even take damage. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. There's 3 crushes in a row, so you kind of just pause and hope for the best. That's an instant kill pit. It's very small and it's very laggy, so it scares me every time, but we're over it.
Why don't you dive over it? Is it wrong to do?
It doesn't give you the height. That spike wall also does a ton of damage. Oh wait, this is key 1. Every key corresponds to a very specific chest. I don't know, the way items work in the inventory is pretty weird. So I have it written down which key, at least in the order that I get them, which key goes to which chest. And I have to watch out for the spiked wall here. I'm gonna just go. No, not that way. Oh wait, yes, that way.
This is why I was going to say one wrong move and you're off.
One wrong move and I could get very confused in this labyrinthian maze. Don't worry, I've got it. I know where it is.
It's a maze.
For some reason, I just very often forget where to go here. Woo, scary.
Oh,
those crushers also kill you. I'm gonna grab some health here. Only the first time I'm gonna be doing this. Get some bread. Get that bread, gamers.
Gamers, yep.
There's a couple of different health items. Bread is like pretty good.
True.
Apples are 100, beer is 200. And despite what the doctors will tell you, apparently Hercules would rather have a beer than an apple. I'm scared of the wall. It's not even here, so I don't know why I am.
Does he even
But the
drink?
wall is here. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he does. He's a very, like, straight-laced hero.
Extremely straight-laced, unlike Xena. Do you guys know how Xena is good? It's good.
Oh yeah, watch this. You can just block this like instant kill spike wall by holding your arms in front of you. It's very Resident Evil 7 of this game to do that.
Very Resident Evil 7.
Very Resident Evil 7. If you played Resident Evil 7, you'd know.
I haven't.
You should. It's great. Again, specific keys, specific locks. Even the dungeons are fetch quests. We're just collecting various keys and hitting switches in specific orders, which we actually have to do again here. Actually, wait, no, this one isn't in a specific order, I think. We just do this order because it's convenient. But I think this one is like, for some reason, they decided not to make you hit these in a specific order.
Now, which Ocarina dungeon would you say this is most like?
I feel like this is like the Spirit Temple. Like it's got,
fair.
or maybe the Shadow Temple. It's got more traps, right? Shadow Temple has like big swinging axes and stuff.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
Yeah. Anyway, here's another Minotaur. 3 guesses as to what we need to do to this guy. He's
But
pretty
it's
cool. He's
different.
got like a half zombie thing going on for some reason. They do have different textures despite being the same guy or the same boss every time. Essentially, you just need to break the pillar and then kind of shimmy yourself under this lava. And he'll just walk right into it.
It's so thick.
If I never see another Minotaur again, it'll be too soon. And it is the last Minotaur we'll be seeing. I don't remember what you're supposed to do casually. You might need to break all of them to like flood the chamber or something.
You know what happens? You flood the chamber and yourself because you are also on the ground. I forget every time how to do it.
I think that's true.
But I know you won't know what you're doing if you go in there casually from watching the speed run, and I won't either.
You won't know so many things if you go in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many. You'll get lost. You'll get beaten up by skeletons while you're trying to punch down the walls, which is why we clipped through all of them.
Yes, you will.
This cliff is slightly harder to jump up to than the other side. You're not supposed to see any of this. That's why it looks so weird.
It's the 6th hardest trick.
You can get, as Hercules, over to that other pathway there. I just did it like an hour ago.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't. Also, if it looks like I can fall off here, you can't. There's like another wall.
Invisible walls or invisible floors or ceilings.
Uncertain as the walls are in this game, the walls outside the walls are definitely solid.
Too solid.
Yeah, really, most of the things you clip through are like objects or things you're supposed to break or open in some way. But the walls, they're walls. Getting out of bounds seems like it should be so easy and so rewarding in this game. It's unfortunately not. You usually can't go anywhere.
No
Which
reward
is too
at all.
bad. No.
Colder than New York is again.
It's colder than New York is. It remains colder than New York is.
Why is it always so cold there? I don't think it's that cold there. Well, I guess I don't know where New York is. Yeah, it's true. Look, it's probably on the eastern seaboard.
It
of the
is
United States.
weird that New Yorkers is their reference for like cold place.
Yeah, like Alaska's or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were based in California like every other developer of the era.
You mean Santa Monica's, California?
Santa Monica's, yeah. So we went to Santa Monica's, which was the beach area. And I only just realized that's probably supposed to be a Santa Monica joke. I'm a little too Canadian to understand all that, but I guess that's what it's supposed to be.
I didn't notice it either.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like structured differently. It's not New Yorkers. You just expect it to be a little bit more on the nose.
Not on the nose enough. I mean, it separates the sand and the tuh. How are you supposed to know?
Exactly. You can get stuck on these rocks. I won over one, but I'm okay. Not like permanently stuck. You might expect that, but no, it's fine. You just get stuck for a couple seconds, maybe. There's actually like one interesting thing about this area. Surprise, surprise. There is something interesting about this area, which is that behind the door to Alpsius, there's like an unused cliff path that's just blocked by the door that is supposed to take us to Alpsius. But if you go past that door, very easy, you can clip right through it. There's like more empty pathway, and then there's just another entrance that's blocked by a boulder. And if you try and go past that entrance, the game crashes. Or it freezes. There's a couple crashes that can happen in this game. Actually, when I turned in the skins to make coats, the game could absolutely crash when you enter the tailor's building for some reason. I thought I knew how to avoid it. Turns out I don't, as I found out like last night. So I prepared a backup save in case that happened. Thankfully, we didn't have to use it, but it would have been pretty funny.
It's really worth noting that if it crashes, the game shows you what line of code was at fault and the file that it was in .c.
You will know that it was line 331 resource.c.
Resource.c. It always is that, isn't it? This really is a one-file game. I was joking.
Here's someone else from the show. The Golden Hind, or Serena. Hercules' second wife. The timeline of this video game makes no sense, but then so does the timeline of Hercules.
True.
She should normally be, I think, spoiler warning, dead, and then also no longer a centaur anymore and alive because of time travel.
Oh no!
She's neither of those things. She's just Hercules' friend now, who is still a centaur.
She shouldn't even know him, should she?
No. No.
So,
here's the Titan Nemo sign, the last boss we need before we can get to the end of the game. Very RNG based. Gonna try and minimize that by getting these first two targets out of the way right away. Whoop. RNG based because she's got 3 different attacks. We want to see the meatball. Anytime we see that spicy meatball, we're pretty happy. Whoop. I don't know if that's gonna hit. This boss is extremely impossible to figure out when you're playing this for the first time. At least everyone I know, a whole little group of friends that was playing at that fateful night. None of us just figured it out at all. You're supposed to look at the power gauge, which will tell you how far the target is. Sometimes it lies. And then hit every target a few times, but only one target at a time works. Oops. So again, with the RNG and the 3 attacks, there's hand fire, there's mouth fire, and then there's the meatball. Mouth fire is kind of okay. The meatball gives us a huge window to shoot things. And the hand fire is very bad. Oh dear. Okay, that's okay. Because there's like no time to attack. So if you get a lot of hand fire, you're not having a good run. And this is very late, unfortunately.
I just don't like the sound of hand fire. I think if I get a lot of hand fire, I've got a lot of problems.
That's, yep, at least one, and it's a pretty bad one. Maybe 2 if you've got 2 hands.
So, can you talk about this power gauge and what you have to do as well to use the power gauge and everything?
Yeah, so it just kind of comes up automatically when you're facing the target you're supposed to hit specifically. Actually, maybe it activates on every target. I don't know. That only would confuse things. Then you're going to kind of play it like it's a Mario Party minigame, like you're playing Castaways in Mario Party 1 or something. Got to kind of very finely hold your control stick back in the correct direction to match the power gauge. Which again, sometimes it lies. I don't know if it's like normalized to like a specific point. Like if you're too close to the boss, it's gonna be like inaccurate or what. Not meatball. Yeah. And even though it's RNG, you can definitely make the most of like when you get the quick mouth fire attack, and when you stun the boss with every time you hit the picture of the JPEG of the ocean, which I guess is just supposed to be like a painting, because the actual water is coming from these pipes. We're not actually. See, look, sometimes it hits the target and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I wish I knew. Maybe, like everything else in this game, the arrows can clip through the targets. Like, it wouldn't be surprising.
Whoa. Oh yeah, the water lag.
Yeah, if you stare at the water, it lags the game a lot. Anyway, we've defeated the Titan Nemesign. Now we can walk back. You really got to get moving right away because these harpies are vicious. If you stay still, you'll probably get like comboed by them. They're quite mean.
Kind game.
Before you play it, so he tells you like 3 different ways you can shoot arrows, and only 2 of them matter, and you don't really need to do anything in this room at all. They put all these guys up on perches for you to shoot, but like, why? Why would you do that? Can't even get the money they would drop, I think.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, that fight can be pretty long. It can also be not so long. It's kind of up to the boss and whether your arrows, whether your aim is true, whether your arrows are true to you. This jump also scares me.
It's so scary.
This pit instant kills you. And again, the platforming, it's not much better than like Turok. You can just see better.
I watched somebody try that part for the first time several weeks ago, and he died a lot. Many times.
The boss and jumps, or both?
The jumps.
Oh man.
Yeah, shame.
Yeah. Anyway, would you believe that we have to go back up to Alpsius again? Because we absolutely do. Yeah, I don't know if anyone can do some magic and find a way to wrong warp to Alpsius. I'm pretty sure all one speedrunners of this game would be very thankful. There's more speedrunners. So I picked this game up after going to GDQ. I was like really amped up to speedrun stuff. So I learned to run. The previous world record holder was Tuck. I think he's Tuck1 on Twitch.
Fellow one.
So I fellow 1 at the end of the username. Couldn't be me with 7K stuck on there. So yeah, I picked up the run, I learned the run, and I learned something new at the boss fight that helped me get the world record. We'll be seeing that later. It's really not like a groundbreaking glitch. You'll see pretty soon, but really just no one had ever thought to throw barrels at the final boss before. But then I showed up.
A Donkey Kong fan.
Donkey Kong fan, born and bred on the Super Nintendo. Well, more than Nintendo 64, which is why I'm here in the first place.
But you started with Donkey Kong 64 jokes, so still qualifies.
Yeah. I did way back 40 minutes ago.
40 minutes ago when you selected Eolus, I remember.
Callback.
It was there. The old noggin.
The old commentator noggin. Anyway, we're finally done seeing Alpsius.
Oh, good. It's colder than New York is there.
Yep. Yep. We got to go to a new area for the first time. This area is always open. It's the Garden of Shrines or something. It's also like, it's right over here. 10th place. or it's, you know, just outside of the base or whatever. This is what we're collecting all the medallions for. We gotta go put them on these pedestals.
It's just a nice place to be.
It is a nice place to be. It's got very like rocket robot on wheels vibes.
Yeah.
Like the second world of that game, which was Roman themed, not Greek themed, I guess.
It's called Paint's Misbehaving, I know for some reason.
Because it's a good game, and you should know things about that game.
Yeah, that's a good fun.
Rocket Robot on Wheels, sleeper hit of the Nintendo 64.
Sleeper hit, you should play it. I don't know about Hercules.
If you want a
but
good
Rocket,
platformer that isn't by Nintendo or Rare, that's the
game.
one.
A lot of good organ, a lot of good rocketing. Unicycles are there. There's a roller coaster. Paint. There's paint in it.
Here's the second time we learned how to push a box in the tutorial. This is the first time since then that we've had to actually push a box.
It's new tech.
It's
old tech.
You might have thought, you know, we'd be doing block puzzles. Actually, we might be doing a block puzzle.
Yeah.
There's a so-called block puzzle in this game. We'll see.
Sokoban called. It didn't work. No.
Nice try. So this is Olympus. It's like a pretty cool looking area. Also, the Chaos Emeralds are here. We better collect. There's only 4 of them now. Here's the block puzzle. And there we go. There's like no indication that that's the configuration you need. You probably just need to brute force it. And, you know, there's not that many options to brute force. I see an this Hercules in chat. And yes, if you thought this was a Disney game, hate to break it to you.
That's
or, you know,
Disney's
congratulations if you loved Hercules, the Legendary Journeys.
Yeah,
There you
well,
go.
But not
If
if
you
you
love
love
Xena,
Salmonius.
Warrior Princess, who debuted in Hercules, the Legendary Journeys. Sorry, she wasn't in this game.
Only on the PS1.
Yeah, only on.
Did she
Well,
have her
no,
own
there's a fighting game on
There's a fighting,
N64.
but you know,
Who don't you
Does
want
it-
to play the Xena Warrior Princess fighting game? Aren't we gonna 1v1 SGDQ?
the only reason. Okay, first of all, we've never talked about this, chat. So don't let him lie to you. And second of all, only because you can jump off the walls. Maybe you can do like somersaults. That's pretty cool. I'll be honest.
I mean, Autolycus is in the game. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't
it's
pass
got a-
up Bruce Campbell.
There's a Joxer the Mighty song in it, I think. I mean, it's an alright. It's an alright game. Joxer really should be
He's
in
very
this.
tidy. Anyway, we gotta kill a dragon. Yeah, we couldn't use the first-person aiming on the last boss. I think it just doesn't work. Why? I don't know.
Shoot the headbutt.
This boss has some weird head hitboxes. The head hitbox is always in the same place, even when it lowers its head.
Even when it's turned around.
If you don't hit the head, you don't do that much damage. That dragon, by the way, kind of in the show, basically not really. Someone found out from the debug menu that dragon has a name and it's Braxis, so the area is called Braxis's Lair. There was a dragon called Braxis in the show.
Yeah.
He was a good dragon though.
Like a good
and he
guy.
definitely didn't die. And he definitely became good at the end of the episode.
I like how you were standing on nothing there.
Was I?
Yeah.
Maybe so. Again, I equipped the first Chaos Emerald while I flipped through the bust of Ares. The portal's right below it. Normally I'd have to push it, but you know, again, if we can equip things and flip through them, flip through stuff at the same time, we're gonna do that every time. Yeah, so now we're going to the final boss. It's still gonna be a few minutes, so no need to be already on time or anything just yet. This is our brother Ares, our half brother. Yeah, I don't know. He's
fan.
you get to see the. We'll get to see the strat here. There's 6 barrels in this room. Ares has 4,000 health. Whoops. Okay.
That's the real number is 4,000.
Yeah, 4,000. I did the math. Well, I didn't do the math. I found the values. I'm gonna do this just so I can I can throw a barrel at him.
Let's go.
The catch is that as soon as his health drops below 2,000, he's gonna do that. and then he's gonna lag the game, and he's gonna spawn a bunch of his strongest soldiers.
Strongest soldiers, I got it written down.
Whoop.
There they are. See how strong they
We're
are?
gonna try and... Okay, I kind of did it there. We're gonna try and throw guys at other guys as much as we can. That's a one-shot. I like to knock down 2 of them to get them stunned before I try and throw any of them. Just increases the odds you'll actually get a throw off. Whoop. Because these guys are really aggressive and it takes a long time to pick up a guy. Thankfully, they all drop apples, and all the barrels have health in them. So you can kind of walk into this boss fight with not too much health, and you'll be all right.
A lot of apples in here, and no doctors.
No doctors. Notice the correlation? Oh, jeez. The boys are really...
The soldiers are too strong. Retreat. So, yeah, all of these are... Yeah, yep.
They don't call them God. They don't call him the God of War for nothing.
That's true. Kratos. That's all I got. I don't know. Work with it.
I'm working.
Yeah. You're doing
Also doing this. Yeah, let's see if I can throw this guy anyway. Probably not. Okay, they were really nice to me, but somehow I only hit one of them.
Oh. I like the apple in midair. Just love it when you're beating somebody up and they
I
throw
think this
fruit
is the
at you.
last wave of guys before Ares comes back. You'll notice these guys lag the game like a ton. You actually kind of have to adjust your like punch timing to sort of be able to get the combo and knock them down. I don't know. You just learn to work around the lag of this game. Unfortunately, it doesn't speed itself up to compensate like Donkey Kong 64 or something. Now Ares is gonna pop up somewhere. There he is. There is a way to... I hope that's the right one. Okay, it is. There's 3 clones. Only one of them is correct. He's the one that flashes white. There is a way to kill Ares after the first phase. However, the second phase still happens as far as I've been able to figure out. And when you finish the second phase, the game crashes. I think it tries to set his health back to 4,000, but I guess he doesn't exist anymore because his health already hit 0 and he died or something. Anyway, I'm going to defeat Ares in just a second here if I land this barrel. And time is when the last dialogue box pops up. I'll try and call it out, but I might have to do this old school. One more barrel for the fans.
OS for life.
OS for life. But yeah, if I can figure out, there's a possibility for a fast Ares, and I didn't get him. Okay. We're gonna have to do this old school for sure. This is what we had to do. This is what people on the run did before. I did it for quite a while, and then I tried throwing a barrel at him for some reason. I don't even know why. And I found out it does a ton of damage for some reason. This is why we don't do this. They're very aggressive, and there's 3 of them. So we kind of just do like this circle strafing thing. Hit him with the back kick. If you saw the show, you'll know that move, probably. I think that was the one that he actually pulled out. And coming up in like 3, 2, 1, time. There it is. That's Hercules Legendary Journeys.
GG.
It's a special game. It is not finished, and they admit it. Also, we saved Zeus. He's free from his orb. Daddy issues resolved, I guess. Hercules walks off into the sunset. Perhaps he'll visit your town someday, they say.
Oh my gosh, huge.
That would be crazy.
Would be pretty cool. I'd rather Xena visited my town. But can't pick. Yeah, I don't know. That's Hercules. Pretty weird game. Kind of fun speedrun if you don't mind walking up and down a mountain several times. But if you like walking through walls, this game's got you covered. If anyone wants to come and help me figure out how to defeat Ares early, any cool glitch hunters out there, make yourself known. There is a speedrun Discord. A lot of stuff that I learned to run from is in there. You can find a link to that on speedrun.com, I think. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for having me on Hotfix here.
Of course.
Great to show off this weird game. It's special.
So glad you did. Well, if you have any other shout outs, feel free.
Thanks, Spock, for joining me on commentary. Thanks, Tuck, for having the world record and having a guide for me to learn to run from. And
Thanks for
everyone else in the
game.
Hercules Discord. There's some other useful stuff there that I learned when I was picking up the run as well. I don't know. And shout outs to all our friends at N64 Mania. That's the sort of the little group of pals that we first played this game with. And I think we all knew that there was something special to this game. It has a magnetic pull when you have committed yourself to playing all of the Nintendo 64 games ever.
It stands out.
And special thanks to Curl Girl. I don't know who she is, but she's in the credits, credited as Curl Girl. And I just feel like she's got to be some mysterious forum poster who knew some secret programming tech.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know why a Curl Girl would be on there. But yeah, I think that's all the shout outs I have. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Thank you again for running. Again, this is a show that I watched all the time as a kid, so it was really exciting to have it on. As seen on TV, chat, your subs, Pride Gaming subs, gift subs, and bitch cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. If you enjoy watching speedruns, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for being here, but just because As Seen on TV is over doesn't mean we are done for the night. Stay tuned for Express Lane coming up after the break. It is a very good one. I'm very excited for, I'm always excited for Hotfix shows, but you'll see, just tune in. And I will see you next time in a couple of weeks. And again, thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your night and stay tuned for more runs. See you later.